This is Radio Free Cybertron episode. What episode is it? 932. I am Brian Kilby. Radio Free Cybertron is the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast since 1999. That's not, there's like, it started with 19. Like, we can rent a car now.
Yeah, we're from the 1900s.
Yeah.
I just realized we're as old as Mystery Man.
I don't know what that is. Diecast.
That was a movie from 1999.
Most people don't know what that is.
Diecast is here. Chris, Matt, Don, of course, Rob, John, not here. So
I'm back, and this time no force in the universe can stop me.
that is true.
We shall see. Exvee. We shall see.
Yeah. Yes, Skylinks. Okay. So, a lot of stuff going on this week. Chris is back. I got a lot of crappy toys to talk about. I think we should jump on into it. Let's start off with some sad news. David Schleinkoffer, G1 packaging artist, passed away a few days ago. Very sad.
Yeah, so like the contribution he's being noted for specifically is the back of the box battle scenes, which everybody adores.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's
Iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
literally. People throw iconic around a lot, but this is definitely. I mean, just it's all burned in our brains.
Like, probably the most used Transformers art, at
Yeah.
least G1 out there.
Yeah.
It's on posters, mouse pads, boxes.
It's either that or Ravage's box art, which got traced for like 90% of Ravage's comic appearances.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Very sad to hear.
Thank you for all your what you did for the fandom, sir. We appreciate that.
Yeah. As people, as G1 was a long time ago, as people start to age, we're going to have fewer and fewer of these people in our lives. So if you know or run across any of these people who were part of our childhoods, thank them for their time and contribution. So HasLab Omega Prime shipping soon. I saw on Blue Sky that the UK got an update. Did other people get updates that this was shipping soon?
I haven't received anything.
I haven't.
I did. I actually got tracking yesterday.
What?
And then I got an email today from Hasbro Pulse saying that it shipped.
Yeah, a
and
few people in our
it's-
Discord have tfradio.net/Discord.
and
FedEx,
it's scheduled
I'm assuming?
What's that?
FedEx?
FedEx. Yes.
FedEx.
Okay.
And it's
Please, dear
scheduled
God,
to be
don't be
here.
domestic DHL.
No, it's not.
It's
It's FedEx.
scheduled to be here for me on Saturday.
Well, okay. Well, that's going to be a big show next week, I guess.
But I mean, bear in mind, we saw this with the previous HasLabs. Like, the label gets created, but it may not move for several days after that. The expected arrival date is probably going to get pushed back some.
I can check mine to see if it actually if it's in the hands of FedEx, because then that kind of means that it'll come when it's supposed to. Maybe I should just light it on fire for Don, because I know he would appreciate that. It says on the way. Let me see. Yeah, it is. Well, it actually changed. I'm supposed to get it on Tuesday. But FedEx actually has the package,
Okay, well, there you go.
so which is good.
I'm only going to pulse and check my
For
account.
Omega Prime, it will be Tuesday.
And
Yeah.
and it's the day before the show. Like that
Yeah.
normally never happens. It usually comes on a Thursday.
So
It's
here's
going to be so sad when, like, this Omega Prime is like Don's crowning achievement since Headmaster RC, and like he won't even be the first one here to have it.
yeah.
I'll be
Well,
the
I don't-
first one to have it and talk about it on the show. It'll be
You
great.
who decried its very existence
Diecast
for
and I were
every
talking-
single show.
Diecast were talking about this before the show, and I told him that I can only hope that he gets his before Dawn does.
Yeah. So I'm looking at my FedEx managed deliveries dashboard, and there are two things listed. One is on the way, one is out for delivery, and both of them were received weeks ago. So I don't have any new tracking numbers.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Thanks, FedEx. Okay.
I wonder if they're doing it like they did Unicron. If you ordered multiple, you'll be like the last to get it.
But,
I
well,
mean,
now,
if you order multiple on one order, yeah, probably you will wait until single order customers get theirs.
Yeah, but I did 3 individual orders.
Well, that ups your odds. I did 1 individual order.
I did 0.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, nothing I have is showing at all other than it was ordered.
Well, yeah. More as it develops. So I woke up yesterday. I didn't wake up. I guess I saw it at work. This Transformers NFL collaboration. It says Wave 1. So I guess we're getting more of these things. It's
The rumor is that they intend to do the whole league.
okay. Well, so I bought the Steelers one because of JD.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and then I decided to buy the rest of them. So
Hey, I've only glanced at these. Is the skeleton from the old Optimus Prime hat built into this, or is this a
No.
whole new? Okay.
I
wasn't
was
sure.
really disappointed. I didn't actually realize that it was Wave 1. I was disappointed that the Eagles, which are the Super Bowl champions, are not in this wave. I might have to buy a Kansas City Chiefs one if they do make an Eagles, just so I can have it like beat up the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, it also may be Diecast who they get the license approval from first, because these look like they're all the same mold. They just change.
It is one mold. Yeah.
yeah. So
So it's probably just on who they get the
they probably have
license.
they probably have an agreement with the NFL, so they probably
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Like any
covers all of
licensing
them.
agreement would be the NFL itself and not the individual team.
So
Oh.
what's the variations on these? Because they don't look the same.
So the variations is that there is 2 robot heads that they can have.
Okay, the rest, every other variation is just deco.
Yeah, as far as I can tell from as much as I've studied these, yes.
That looks about right.
I don't hate them. I kind of like it.
No,
And they're all
like
Autobots.
they so I don't know the source of it. I saw a picture showing one of them with a Decepticon logo, but I don't have any like further information than a picture to that effect was floating around.
That would be the Cowboys and
Patriots.
or the Patriots. Yeah.
Like it was being positioned as such that you could decide whether your helmet was Autobot or Decepticon, like you weren't locked into one or the other. Now that may be done just through like a sticker application on that plate. So that might be something you decide once and you're kind of stuck with it. No, like this looks decently designed. The helmet shape looks really good. The
Yeah.
robot mode, it's carrying a lot of alternate mode panel garbage on it, but that's sort of to be expected, and it's not terrible. And I like that they each robot has a little football helmet that can be removed too. Like that's a nice little touch. On the one hand, I almost regret that I don't care anything about football and have no real desire to get one of these because like they do look cool. On the other hand, I don't even have to buy one of these, so that's sort of a relief.
Yeah. Again, I bought the Steelers only for JD, and the more I looked at them, I really, really like how these look. And I'm like, I'm actually not buying these because out of obligation. I'm buying them because I like them, and I don't even like football.
And you
I
can
don't
give the
think anyone
football.
here likes football.
Yeah.
And that's why Christian and I watch like cooking competition shows, because for us that's sports.
Yeah, I'd buy baseball if anybody cared about baseball.
Yeah, you know, if they made Great British Bake Off cross
Yeah.
Transformers, I would buy one of those. Give me
Yeah,
a Paul Hollywood Transformer, like sign me up.
yeah,
I was
Um,
gonna say too, you could give the football to like Blitzwing and
yeah,
Astro Train.
yeah. There you go. Any other thoughts on these?
Well, just what the Discord people are saying, 32 potential uses out of one mold is a pretty
amazing.
good return.
Yeah, it's smart on Hasbro's
Yeah,
part.
absolutely.
So, like, you know, we thought, I guess, that the future of Transformers was going to be smaller and smaller toys. I'm certain these are pretty small, but
They're deluxes.
yeah. I mean, they're probably small deluxes because they retail what for $25 with the license cost on it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing to consider too, this is if you think back to some of the, you know, toys of our younger days, and when I say younger days, I mean like our early 30s. Yeah. No, but things like, say, the Fall of Cybertron Seeker mold, that deluxe, which compared to its contemporaries was a much more full and sophisticated toy than, say, the Fall of Cybertron Optimus and Ultra Magnus
They
mold
could reuse
family.
it.
Yeah, they know going in that they're going to get a lot of repeat use out of this. They will invest more into the development and materials of that because they know over time they're going to get all of that back and more. They can afford to do that. The same thing they did with making multiple copies of the original classic Seeker mold. There was, I bring this up sometimes. There was at least 4 identifiable variations of that where they kept making new copies of that so that as the mold would age and wear out, they would still be able to produce that because they knew they could get dozens off of that, basically. And it's going to be the same with how this is developed, I'm sure.
So we mathed this out years ago. Like a run of a toy might get, 100,000 units?
Yeah, I think that's a fair rule of thumb number, yeah.
So I think I think each one of these will outdo that just because of the license and the popularity of football. And these can sell in
these are evergreen.
They're evergreen.
Yeah.
They're evergreen, and they'll sell in toy stores. They'll sell in
stadiums. Yes.
Sports shops. This is
team
going to move.
Websites.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this could bring in some badly needed cash to Hasbro.
Yeah.
And it may be a godsend in a way to get some capital in there.
What I find interesting about it, yes, it's good, but also this is a clever business practice or strategy
this is
for
a
Hasbro.
Great move.
Yeah, so
smart marketing because how football is one of the most popular sports. So
yeah. Soccer's next.
Can I get a basketball, please? I just want a basketball.
Just a little one.
Yeah, just a little one. These have little footballs. I feel like Hasbro's slowly trolling me.
Yeah, football is the best thing they could have done this on because I say NASCAR would probably be the next thing in line, but there's so much other auxiliary licensing you would have to do to make those cars right.
And NASCAR is not as popular as it used to be.
Yeah. Okay. So NASCAR 15 or 20 years ago would have been probably that's about the time they were in Dark of the Moon too.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I just want somebody to make a mod kit for these so I can use them as headmasters on my Titans.
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be pretty sweet. Okay. Cyberworld Wave 1 stock photos from Amazon listing. So these are up on Amazon now?
Evidently, yeah.
I need to get that Skybite.
Yeah.
I saw
around.
I saw the sidekick of these at Target today.
Wait, these?
But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was them. But I did not go through it because I was real limited on time.
Can't be because you didn't get Skybite.
That's true. So you may have seen some Earthspark toys because the current revision of Earthspark packaging is basically the same as this, but it says Earthspark instead of Cyberworld.
Oh, okay, all right. It could have been then. It was that same trade dress is what I remember.
Yeah,
so that's I think they redid the Earthspark packaging just to kind of transition into this because they've still got a couple months of Earthspark product that they're trying to push through.
Yeah. Oh, on a tangent, since you brought that up, I was Blade Raider texted me yesterday. Apparently, Soundwave has been found in a Target. Earthspark Deluxe Soundwave has apparently been found,
and the Deluxe hashtag toy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet.
All right.
Which is distinctly different from the Takara one that some of us bought last summer.
Yeah. I need the Skybite badly. Okay.
Way to shark around.
Yeah. Let's see here. In-hand photos of Supreme Optimus Prime. So this went for sale, I guess.
Yes, for about 2 minutes.
Did anybody get it? Anybody get one?
Panda Strong did.
Anybody on the show get it?
No.
Okay.
How much was this thing anyway?
I don't know.
I think it was $100.
Because I heard about it after the fact. I wouldn't have got it anyway, I don't think, but
yeah, it was $98.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's always hoping that we'll wind up with one, or one of us will. Let's see here. Anybody, what do you think? I love the way it looks. I really like the way it looks. I didn't think
in my
I was going
head,
to.
I just can't get past it. It's basically, what if Optimus had been consumed by the hate plague? It's hate plague Optimus.
Oh my God, that's awesome!
No, it's Big Red from the Marvel Comics.
I mean, there's a lot of options here, but
yeah,
it's just It is inexplicably appealing for basically being, one color with some silver trim.
I love the red of the cab. I just love how it looks on that.
I think this is the only place I have ever really liked the silver window framing on an Optimus Prime.
Yes, yeah, it looks really good.
Like, because somebody, because it's not based on Pat Lee drawing it entirely too thick,
Yeah.
25 years
yeah.
ago.
It needs yellow eyes.
Yeah, it does need that.
The blue is so small, but when you actually look at a picture of the robot mode, the blue just looks out of place.
Yeah.
Maybe more importantly, Age of the Prime's Vortex in hand, plus behind the scenes from Mark's Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Looks really, really good.
It
still
does. The colors.
It's so weird. Some of the pictures I've seen in helicopter mode makes him look like a Voyager, and then seeing the robot mode, it's like, wow. It's just a weird
Normal Deluxe.
Yeah, it's normal, but he looks so big in helicopter. I thought he was a Voyager, and I had just missed that or something.
They also showed that, the Vortex helicopter mold is compatible with the Superion frame.
Oh, neat.
Scramble City.
Ish.
Instead an Alpha Bravo, perhaps?
Ooh. Yes.
That could work.
Yeah, I love it. I need it.
Well, it's already been found in Canada, I believe.
Yeah,
It
last
has.
week.
That's why we have in-hand pictures of it.
Yeah, that was last
Okay.
week. I'm going to check out Mark's photos to see how amazing he makes it look.
They're good pictures.
Mark's really good at this.
He's having fun.
You can pop the arm kibble off if you're not a fan of it.
You can pop the helicopter blades off too.
Yeah, I need this. Needs it. Okay. Oh,
Brian needs his precious.
Brian needs his precious. Yeah. Mirrorball Earthspark mini plushes.
Yeah, so you buy this like tin ball. It's kind of like a Kinder Surprise, except there's a plush inside of it and no chocolate.
So Topps has been doing like a tin packaging for like holidays. So like Christmas, there was an ornament that had cards inside of it. For Easter, there's an egg shape. So basically the same idea, except this has a plush in it.
Yeah, a plush, which is like a character head or the vehicle.
And I'm assuming it's blind packed.
It seems like it. Yeah.
Kids love that crap. Are there rares?
I mean,
and
I
ultra rares?
remember being a kid and not liking randomized packaging, but that's
What
just
what
me.
randomized packaging was there that you had as a kid?
Trying to remember. Like, I know there definitely was something where I was trying to get like a couple of specific things, and it just kept not happening.
So Happy Meals and boxes of cereal are the only thing I can think of.
Cracker Jack.
Yeah, same. Well, nobody had. There's nothing in Cracker Jacks by
Okay,
that point that
yeah,
anybody
no.
wanted.
No, by the time I was of that age, the only thing that Cracker Jacks had in them was like little mini baseball cards.
Like when Don was a kid, you could get like a transistor radio in a Cracker Jacks box. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Last bit of news: T-Turtle reversible more plushes. T-Turtle.
Yeah, if I had
reversible.
a nickel for every time we talked about Transformers plushes on here this week, I'd have 10 cents. But it's weird that it happened twice in the same week.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically low effort popples.
Yeah, kinda. The thing that grabbed me was just that like the Cheetor one just looks. It's basically like a plush version of the Swapticon set,
Ah, yeah.
which I'm sure is just a coincidence, but it's kind of funny to me. But yeah, you can have an extremely round Transformer character head, sort of, or an extremely round thing with a vehicle painted on it, sort of.
Well, the truck manages to be somewhat squarish.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So, one thing what was the date on this? The 18th. So it has been since last week that I did want to mention, it popped up in our text thread, where Diecast found that the barricade from the Last Knight is for sale.
Oh, right, yeah.
Diecast, did you end up buying that? I can't remember.
No, I called and to get a price on it, and they wanted $499,000.
Well, I mean, as a screen used movie prop car,
What
that's not like out of the question.
what would your number be? What would you make? What would you jump on this?
100,000.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
no, like the low end I would have expected on this would be 200K.
Well, Don saw something. Don, didn't you tell me you saw something that it was 132,000? I wonder if that's what the
No.
last sale was.
I don't remember saying that.
Okay. Maybe that was just your guess or something, but I remember someone saying something about 132,000.
I don't remember anything about 132,000.
And
Yeah.
I was like, no, I called it's 499. So obviously they're trying to. I feel like they're trying to really hit a home run with this thing.
Yeah, you need it. There's one other news item that I completely forgot about because I bought this and I wanted to bring this up. We have a new release of Transformers the Movie soundtrack on vinyl, and this is Unicron, like gold marbled vinyl.
Oh, neat.
Really?
Yeah, so the Amazon pre-order was sold out when I checked it, but I got it on deep discount. So it says 180 gram audiophile vinyl, deluxe sleeve finished with linen laminate. Soundtrack, of course, limited to 4,000 individually numbered copies.
It says Unicron, so Diecast is looking for it right now.
Yeah, you
Yes.
need it. Yeah, you need it.
Before we move on, do you mind if I add the piece of news I was talking about
Well,
before the show?
I wanted real quick. I just want to let me finish this here.
Okay, sorry.
So, like, the reason I want this is because I collect the soundtrack on vinyl. I have the original version. I have the original retail version. I have the reissue retail version, and I have like two different copies of the promo copies that Scotty Brothers gave out. So it'll be nice to get another edition of this that I can put on my wall. I really do love the soundtrack, even though I give it so much crap. And getting another copy of it on vinyl is awesome. Yeah, Rob, what was the news item that you wanted to bring up? I missed that.
Okay, so I got an update because I donated to John Warden's GoFundMe back when he was let go from Hasbro. And he got an update. He is now officially with the Loyal Subjects, and he and his partner both have health insurance again. So I thought it was worth mentioning to everybody out there. Yeah, John and his family seem to be doing okay.
That's great.
Very good. Very good. Very good. That's great news. Cool. Okay. So any other news items? Nope.
No.
Okay. Let's jump to what we got this week. I've got a few things, but I'll go last. Diecast, what did you get?
Nothing.
Really?
But take a drink because I just ordered the Unicron soundtrack.
Very
There
nice.
you go.
Where'd you get it from?
Deep discount.
Okay, cool.
Ah, good luck with that.
True. Don, what did you get?
A couple of small things. Got Bonecrusher. Nice little figure. I think I realized Bonecrusher is the slingshot of the Constructicons. He's weird and funky looking, but if you looked any different, he wouldn't be Bonecrusher.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
it's a good transformation. I wish a few of the joints were a little bit tighter because when you go to transform him, stuff that you're not ready to start moving starts moving. And the shoulders, when they swing up into robot mode, don't really have a locking point. The hinge just sort of locks it there.
Mhm.
But when you got to move the arms, his shoulders do this. Like they come out in a V shape. So it's kind of hard to keep him moving and posed without his shoulders breaking away from his upper body. But he's solid. If you didn't know how this transformed, you might could guess, oh, there's a head there. But he's really well hidden. He's really solid. So, and definitely enjoyed that.
Python Patroller Nathan, or Don Jr., as we've been calling him in the Discord, says he's wearing Lima Bean leggings. Of course he's weird, and he's completely correct
Yes,
about that.
very true. I mean, I don't know what other color you could have added other than a little more silver. Again, to be Bonecrusher, you have to be a giant rolling line green
That's
ball of death.
Bonecrusher. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so like even the Combiner Wars one, like for some contrast, they added a black strip inside of the treads just to break up some of that green silhouette. But like, yeah, you can't really like vary the math very much on that. Like, all you could really do is like the only difference I think we'd really be looking for here is just less stubby arms. But like everything else, as you say, like
Yeah.
it's Bonecrusher, it has to be that way.
Yeah, and it's like Slingshot. If Slingshot did not look like this, he wouldn't be Slingshot, no matter how funky he looks in robot mode.
And if he didn't crash and explode every time he tried to land.
The other thing I got on topic was thanks to Shozi with the reissues, I got the rest of Unique Toys Orden, which is their Abominus.
Nice.
Okay.
So the other four came in. Really looking forward to opening them up and getting, and I got them at a really good price versus what they were originally. They're about 30 to 40 less than what they were when they first came out. So I'm really looking forward to opening them up and diving into them.
That is a combiner I really enjoyed, so I think you'll like it, Don.
Yeah, I've got the Warbitron Computron. Fortunately, it's not where I thought it was, so I'm going to have to hunt it down to put it together. But I am looking forward to tearing into that. But that's all I got this week on topic.
Matt, did you get anything?
I got nothing.
Oh man, okay. Rob?
Just one thing. Surguy had a sale on the actual like toys category a couple weeks ago, 20% off. If you ordered more than 100,000, or not 100,000, that would be ridiculous, 10,000 yen worth of stuff. So I got Earthspark Thrash Multo for like $17 plus 20% off of that. So brand new too, still sealed. Have not opened it yet, but it looks
the Warrior
good.
or the Deluxe?
The Deluxe, whichever one the later release was. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
the
sure
Deluxe.
Yeah, the Deluxe, the one without the sidecar. Looks nice. I will open it eventually and have opinions possibly, but that's the only thing on topic I've grabbed in a while actually.
Okay, cool. Chris, while you're out, did you get anything?
A little bit.
Sweet.
So only two things on topic though. While I was gone, the G2 Grimlock I had pre-ordered from Amazon last year finally came in, so I got that here. I have not opened it since I've been back, but like it looks very nice. I would say if anything, the shade of blue is a tiny bit darker than I like expected or would have wanted for accuracy to the original toy, but like it's still a very pretty shade of blue. The toy looks really nice in the G2 deco, and I love that they went with Wild Boy of Quintessa for the accessory wheelie that everyone hates. I would love to see that deco on the core class version if we were ever to have that pop up again, even though core class is a dead price point now. But yeah, like Grimlock easily is the best of the Studio Series Dinobots. I'm glad to have this again in the alternate colors that I always wanted it to be in ever since the toy originally came out. Like Banana Popsicle Grimlock was a neat thing to do just for the unreleased element, but like this is the G2 Grimlock that I always wanted. This is my G2 Grimlock essentially, and I'm glad to have it. The only other thing I got on topic, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, I found a very small Second and Charles in a little strip mall, and I picked up a Legacy drag strip there for $15 because the one I have has the stripes on the spoilers. Some of the paint is worn off on that, and I wanted to have a like actually pristine looking copy of that. And $15, like Second and Charles is generally kind of on the overpriced side for just about everything, but $15 for a loose drag strip is pretty much spot on with like what you would pay if somebody was selling it online when you factor in the shipping. So I was pretty okay with getting that since it was right there. But yeah, as for on topic, that's all I've got this week.
Cool. I got a couple of things. Let's see here. For Easter, Kim got me a Transformers color forms, I guess from Dollar Tree or something. I think she's already bought these for me before, but I have like a box of crap, like a bin of crap just from Dollar Tree of Transformers themed things that I've never opened. But I'm very excited about that. I really love these things, except for the fact that it's evergreen, but it's color formed. So, like Don, I got Bonecrusher. I have yet to open it. Most things are not getting opened while I'm in my cramped office. So most things are just going to go into a bin until I expand to a new office here in a couple of months. So got that. From Sir Gaia last week during the show, I bought a couple things. I had pre-ordered some of the the 2 Wild King figures I didn't have, but those are not out yet. But I got 2 more Super Spy Changers, including Eagle Killer and X-Car.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they come with their original blind boxes. Are they blind? Yeah, they're blind boxes, I think. So
Okay, so those are the car robots versions. So does the rub sign paint still work on them? It's hidden in one of the windows.
Really? Let's check.
Because that was like one of the coolest thing about the original Spy Changers. The Hasbro versions did not retain that because they weren't doing the hidden faction symbols thing.
It's on the primary window?
It's on one of the windows. It may be in different locations on each toy.
So,
but there's heat sensitive paint in one of the vehicle windows, and it should reveal the Autobot logo like a rub sign.
Okay, it's not working on Eagle Killer. Let me try X-Car. This is exciting radio.
Yeah. But it's super interesting to me, and that's what matters.
That's what matters. Okay, so...
Also, it got Brian to take those out of the plastic that they were shipped in, so there's at least a success there.
Yeah, so... Checking.
Rub.
Does not appear to, but I do see it when I shine the light on it.
Mm-hmm.
I see where it would be, so it doesn't work anymore.
Well, that's a shame.
Aw.
Okay. So
Trickster says now it's ASMR. Hi, Jen.
True. So this is. I got this. I mentioned this on the show a couple weeks ago. How I was trying to order this, and Mandarake sold out during the show. Looks like the person who bought it didn't go through. So I got Eleforca or Alpha Orpha, however you want to say it, the Blendtron.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
What is it?
Okay, so the Fusor Torca, the Hasbro release is in completely different colors and notoriously suffers from gold plastic syndrome. The Beast Wars second version of that, Eleforca, this is the Blendtron subgroup in Beast Wars second. It's in different colors. It's mostly blue with like red as a secondary color, if I remember right. That one does not have plastic decay so far because those colors are usually safe. The Blendtrons in general were among the harder to get things in Beast Wars second because they were kind of late in the line. Eleforca is in high demand because if you want that Torca mold and you want it to actually survive being handled once, you have to get that one. So like the examples that are out there are in high demand, and I talked to Brian about this the last time I was on, that sold out from under you like 2 weeks ago, right? That was so like he paid an appropriate price for that. It was not cheap, I know that. But like, yeah, if you want that mold or just to complete the collection, the other two are not nearly as expensive or in demand, especially Rotarata or Roto-Rooter or whatever, the one that's the injector mold, which has a complicated katakana name, which has a lot of different ways to read it. That one is virtually identical to the Hasbro release, so there's not much demand there, although that has not stopped me from seeing some places trying to sell them for like $120, which is just absurd for what it is. The other one is Drancron, which is Sky Shadow, I think, in the Hasbro line. It's the Dragonfly Lizard Fusor, and that one's a little bit different, but not like substantially. Like Eleforca is kind of a triumph to find and acquire.
Yeah.
So like, I'm really happy for you with that one.
So
their transmittal Megatron.
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
is
yeah.
the
The Takara one is actually safe to do stuff with.
Yeah. So you said it was Beast Wars Second twice. It was Beast Wars Neo, but not that matters.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Yes.
I always
But-
get those confused too.
Yeah, it's easy
The
too.
box looks perfect though.
It's great. It's in great shape. So I'll be honest with you. I'm very happy I bought this. If I hadn't bought this, if it had not popped up yesterday, I would have bought a Matrix Buster Big Convoy because that popped up and it was in my cart. But I just spent that on on this, so I couldn't do it.
And honestly, Matrix Buster Big Convoy, you're probably more likely to run into again in a nearer time frame.
Yeah, it's going for so much though.
Yeah, well, so is Eleforca.
Yeah. Also, speaking of going for so much, I got Supreme Optimus Prime.
Oh,
Good fake out.
Yeah. So I bought it on eBay and I paid way too much for it. So I kind of wish I hadn't got it. So I found out that the eBay app, if you pay with PayPal, it just pulls it from whatever you have connected.
Ooh.
So I uninstalled the eBay app because I always buy things with PayPal paying for. That's how I budget for toys.
Mm-hmm.
So I was searching last week for Supreme Optimus Prime, and I found so word to the wise, if you're looking for it, make sure to pay attention to the amount of feedback that the person has. You'll see things that are on the lower side where the person selling it has a feedback of 5, and do not trust that. And occasionally you'll see somebody with a feedback of 5 selling it for the median price.
yeah.
I went for the median price with somebody with a feedback in the several hundred. So I got it basically. Oh yeah, but my story. So I bought it from the mobile website. The mobile website also defaulted to the last used card, so it did not go to PayPal paying for. I was so, it's pretty. It is so pretty. I love the red on the cab. It's it is different. So G2 Optimus Prime is different than G1 Optimus Prime, and this is also different than that. So it's a different take. It's a different take in red of Optimus Prime, which is just a really nice look. The packaging is very thick. I can't remember what the 40th anniversary packaging is like for the Walmart issue. Is it pretty heavy cardboard? I can't remember.
It feels
I think so. Yeah,
it's not within reach, but yeah, it feels a lot better. It feels kind of like the cardboard they use on the Gears and the Bumblebee. It's that thicker.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Same thing. So basically, the packaging then is virtually identical. The person that shipped it in a very sturdy box with one piece of paper as the packaging material that they crumpled up a little bit. So I do see where in shipping the corners got dinged a little bit.
Oops.
Probably not enough for me to complain about it. But
well, you should at least contact them, Brian, to let them know it did not come in.
Yeah,
Write
write
them
them
a
a polite letter.
No, I'm just saying, if they don't know, they'll keep doing that, and someone will get something that's even worse.
Don't care.
Don, I suspect they do know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was one sheet of paper that they crumpled up. It was here's something. But so we went back. We were talking about the G1 art. So it's the same art on the back, except he's been redecoed and also on the front as Supreme Optimus Prime. So he has a red hue.
Yeah.
It is. It's very slick, and I had no idea what Supreme was, and I still kind of don't, but I know that the closest one to here is New York. So
Yeah.
I had no.
It's like I said in pre-show. I just can't see him and not think that's Hate Plague Optimus. That's what just pops in my head.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it, Don. I think Hate Plague Optimus. If I didn't love it, I'd love the Return of Optimus Prime. So, but. Yeah, hate Plague Optimus is a good way to put it. So it's really slick. I'm glad I got it. I just wish I'd have paid less for it. That's what I got this week.
And also maybe had got to put on your paying for instead of your credit card.
Yeah. Oh, I just noticed on the bottom there is a sticker that has. So we were talking. Was it in pre-show or the regular show about the Takara, the Amazon? UPCs.
Oh, I think that was in pre-show.
Yeah. Well, there's one on this, and it does not peel off so easily.
Might want to just leave that alone then, because you're probably gonna end up damaging the box.
I'll get my heat gun out and do it later.
Your hate gun?
My heat gun.
Oh,
I usually just
okay.
use a cigarette lighter.
I don't have one of those. I don't have one of those.
That sounds further more questionable.
Yeah, but I do have a couple of heat guns. I have one that you can plug in. Then I have one that's a 20 volt that works 20 volt battery that works really well. So I would recommend doing that. Again, that's what I got this week. Let's jump to off topic, the ham sandwiches portion of what we got this week. Of course, that's exclusive to patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. I'll start. I don't think I got anything. Diecast, what about you?
I went to Round One, which is like a Dave & Buster's type place.
I've been to one of those.
Yeah,
Hopefully it was more fun.
It was interesting. I won a little Sega, little model guy with a sword and his hair's up in the air, like Japanese style.
Little model guy. You know, all those things that you've used to describe that
Astro
literally
Boy?
do not narrow it down at all.
No, I can't. It's a Sega character.
I mean, well,
guess.
so Astro Boy was in a Sega game. He's not a Sega character, but there's a Game Boy Advance Sega game of Astro Boy that's really good.
And Sega in Japan does do a whole line of like licensed figures for all sorts of things. So it may say
It could
Sega
literally
on the
be
box,
anything.
So,
it could. Yeah, but
So you got some kind of little figurine out of one of the crane machines at a Round One is basically the long and short of this.
pretty much, yeah. One of the ones where they have to come over and open it up and give it to you, and you pop it out, and it's basically like a statue.
Well, if you next time you see it, get a picture and drop it in the Discord because I'm curious about this now.
Yeah, I can do that after.
Just make sure to tag one of us so it doesn't get lost.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really all I got. I've been searching Targets and I can't find anything.
Okay. So real quick, Chris, did you happen to listen to last week's show or watch the?
I mean, yeah, I know Don got a truck.
Okay, that was last week. Okay, did you hear what I got?
I would have when I listened. As I was explaining to Don earlier, I don't remember anything about the episode that I listened to.
The damn silver! You got me to buy silver.
Yes. So I'm glad you mentioned that because when I was listening to this as I was driving home, and I swear to you, I broke out in the most mad cackle when you admitted that I got you to buy one of those stupid silver things.
You did.
Yeah. No, it was just like. I needed that at that moment in my drive. Let me tell you, that was fantastic.
Good, yeah, it's pretty. Okay, Don, what'd you get?
A couple of interesting things. A couple weeks ago, I bought the McFarlane Chase Dr. Fate. Found it on clearance for $7 at Walmart. Sold it for $50 on eBay, which basically helped pay for one of my not Abominus pieces, and then I found another one at regular retail. So basically, if I think about it, this one was free, and I got $20 towards my Abominus. Depends on how I want to.
Are you going to sell this one?
Probably not, because I kind of regretted selling that one, even though I made good money on it.
You think I sell this one because the profit margin's not nearly as high?
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but there is that too. But Dr. Fate is one of them characters where I think it's like Moon Knight, and I've said this before. Great
you said
costume,
that last week.
but I just don't read the book. But got that.
Read JSA, Don.
Yeah, picked up. This came from Best Buy on clearance, which surprisingly, McFarlane is doing the pose statuettes based on the comic book covers. The
I did
Iron
not
Man.
know
This is my favorite Iron Man, the red and gold. My favorite non-movie one. $12.99. They're $29 regularly with free shipping.
So who made this, McFarlane?
Yeah.
Is there a Demon in the Bottle? Tony Stark? I would buy that one.
Oh, that would be great.
No, this is the issue 126 if anybody wants to look it up. Just the traditional Iron Man pose before the landing thing was the right thing. But $13 for a $29 statuette. And
that's what it ought to have cost in the first place, honestly.
Right. But I got that. Continuing on with the superhero trend, there's a Target exclusive wave of McFarlane figures coming out, and I picked up Phantasm, and Poison Ivy. And the reason they're out of the packaging is because the Build-A-Figure for this wave, which is Phantasm, Bane, Poison Ivy, and the Hardak Batman.
Okay.
From Heart of Steel. The Build-A-Figure is Bruce Wayne. I sold the Bruce Wayne legs for $25 on eBay. So the torso for $20. So I have like 15 in both of these.
Oh, I wasn't looking. When you said Phantasm, I thought you meant the tall man from the Phantasm movies.
No.
It's Master
Also-
Phantasm.
Also,
Phantasm.
wasn't the title of the episode his Silicon Soul?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
That-
You're right.
yeah.
So yeah. Well,
I think Heart of Steel maybe the Hardak 2-parter.
Yeah.
Right,
His
well,
Silicon Skull is Bob Skier.
Yeah, it was.
yeah,
Great episode.
one of them
Great
was where
episode.
Batman thinks he's Batman, but he's not Batman.
Yeah, his Silicon Soul.
Okay. All right. There's
Great
there's
episode.
Yeah.
that. So there's that. The last two things I got was
Wait. Blade Raider says, so those figures cost you a leg and a torso?
Yes, but basically, I made enough on those body parts to have like maybe 15 in both of them, so I'm happy. Pick this up today because I love weird, wonderful things.
Yeah, we
and
know
I've got, and some of the stuff on eBay I've got is up there to compensate for it. I got Jada Toys, Tony the Tiger.
Why
That's
the
out
hell did you
already?
buy that?
Huh?
Why'd you buy that? Why?
It's neat.
Because
I
he's
like it.
Oh, it's
great.
great.
Yeah. But Target had him and one Chester Cheater. I really didn't care about Chester Cheater, so I went ahead and got the Tony. I like cool stuff, and I cannot
Cool
lie.
stuff.
You want to
If it-
take a third stab at Chester Cheetah, Don, and see if you get it right this time?
He won't.
Chester, what I say, Chester?
You said first you said Chester Cheater, then you said Chester Cheater.
Chester Cheetah.
I'm going to pass
Cheetor
out. I'm laughing
Maximize.
too hard.
There we go. And the last thing I got, which I'm very proud of getting before Diecast, since he may get his Omega Prime before me, I got PandaCon.
Oh.
I stopped at one Target and got the only PandaCon they had. So I'm happy.
I wish John was here this week because
I wish I was too.
Well, okay. I mean, yeah, it'd be a good thing to share with him. But like, I want to pick his brain about PandaCon's cartoon appearance because I don't, off the top of my head, remember it.
Yeah.
And
And that-
implicitly, there must have been because that figure exists. So,
Right. But that's all I got on topic this week. Off
Matt?
topic this week.
Blade Raider says, "Why are you saying cheetah like they said Cheetor in episode 1?"
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Matt, what'd you get?
Nothing.
Okay. Chris?
Okay, so also from that Second and Charles in Alabama, I picked up a Playmate Star Trek: The Next Generation Sheriff Worf,
Oh,
which
cool.
comes. It's so it's their holodeck series, which is the same thing that you get like Dixon Hill Picard from and Data in the mobster suit. Mobster, not monster. Monster suit Data though would be really great.
It's
too.
a monster suit Hannibal from the A-Team.
So, yeah. No, that'd be also great in the Playmates Star Trek: The Next
I'd buy
Generation line. So, but what it comes with though is a non-articulated figurine of Alexander dressed as a deputy holding a giant 6-shooter that is permanently sculpted into its hand. It's
That's
it's
great.
kind of ridiculous. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that was $8 and it was sealed. And like that's pretty much my target price for sealed original Next Generation figures. And like that, I'm pretty sure I don't have Sheriff Worf it already. Even if I do, though, a carded one to keep with the Alexander there in the package and everything, like that's worthwhile to pick up again, just in case I did already have that. But like, yeah, I think I found that before I found the drag strip. So like, it was still a fairly small purchase for a stop on a whim, but like, yeah, it was neat things to find at a place where I usually don't expect to actually find anything I want to buy for what they're selling it for. So that kind of worked out.
Did you ever get the Fistful of Data's 3-pack that includes the data with the villain outfit?
No, I've never actually seen that in person, actually.
It's not a bad set. I've got it somewhere, but I don't know where it's at.
The holodeck series figures are kind of neat just because they leaned into the the wacky costumes they'd be in sometimes, but also because it gave rise to a Toy Fair magazine, I think, mail away of Gangster Kirk, which is just the same. I think it's the Dixon Hill body with a Kirk head on it from A Piece of the Action.
That makes
And
sense.
it's just it's like the lowest effort thing they could have done, and really just like epitomized like what you could do with those Playmates Star Trek bodies. And I think technically that might have been the last original Playmates Next Generation figure to be released in any form. But yeah, so I got that. And then I also, during my vacation, I went to a Best Buy, the first Best Buy I tried, and I was able to find both NECA, Bert, and Ernie in one stop. So I have those. I have not opened them, but like they look great in the packaging.
Yeah, so does the count.
Yeah, so I did go to a couple of Targets and I did not see the count. I'm not like particularly interested in having the count myself. Like these were the two that I really wanted, but like yeah, the count didn't seem to be out anywhere around where I was. But these are really, really nicely done. One thing in particular I like that they got the like foam rubber texture on the faces really represented well on here.
Oh wow.
You know, if you think about like watching Sesame Street and seeing the smoother Muppets, I guess I will say, like they have that visible texture to them, and there's just that subtle effect of that in the plastic on these. The fabric, like the ribbing of the fabric, looks right on their shirts. Um, Bert comes with a lot more accessories than Ernie does. Ernie has like the most important one in my estimation, which is the rubber ducky, which looks very accurate to what the prop on Sesame Street looked like. Um, I may or may not have a small rubber ducky collection because as a 3-year-old, rubber ducky became my special interest because of Sesame Street. Um, like my first rubber ducky was even a Sesame Street branded one, but it didn't ever look like the one in the show, which was kind of weird. But like Bert comes with all kinds of things. He's got Bernice the Pigeon. He's got the bottle cap collection. He's got his book, his paperclip collection. Both of them come with alternate heads. Like, and also Bert is brought to you by the letter A and Ernie by the letter C. No, like these are just really, really nicely made. The one and only thing that I could potentially complain about, like it's fairly evident on Bert in particular, the elbow joint, of course, is going to be like some kind of unpaintable plastic. So, like the stripe pattern on the sleeve is interrupted at the elbow where that hinge joint actually is, and it kind of stands out. Like you sort of have that with Ernie also, but because Ernie's arms are thicker, they were able to get the hinge joint to be the same color as one of the red stripes on the sleeve, and it almost matches up. So it blends in a little bit better. Bert's unpaintable joint is like just a little bit more in your face because it couldn't blend in the same way. But yeah, so like for $35 each, these are super nice, and like it's my like biggest Sesame Street nostalgia is Bert and Ernie segments. Like in the 90s, they even made like a compilation video of the best of Bert and Ernie, which we rented for me multiple times just because like that was my favorite part of Sesame Street. So like it's really cool to have these. I'm glad that like high quality like nice figures of these characters exist and I don't have to get like the reaction versions of them, for instance. $20 each for those versus 35 for these, like it's no contest what I would rather have. And just think, like, before 2 weeks ago, I didn't even know that these were going to exist. Like, it was, I caught wind of them on somebody's YouTube video the night before the last RFC episode I was on, and then Diecast was talking about having picked them up himself. So, like, yeah, it all kind of came together, and I'm really happy. But that's all I got while I was away.
Cool. Rob?
I keep thinking about getting the little people, Bert and Ernie, because show accurate, not having legs and all. But I got a few things. I got some more of the 30-minute missions kits from Sir Gaia, and I also got the police Zaku from G2 that showed up today. That is the second in the high grade line for that. Basically, in this version of the show, since Xeon got a hold of the Gundam, they sold off all their surplus Zaku's to whoever, including Side 6's police force. So, yeah, this is a military police Zaku, and a pretty nice looking design. Weird because it's by the guy who designed the Evangelions, but I'm looking forward to putting that together. I've been wanting to get that for a while, and that's pretty much the extent of it for this week.
Cool. I forgot that I got Oblivion Remastered, which nobody knew existed until yesterday. So I'm excited about that. I'll never get a chance to play it because kids, but I have it. So in 10 or 15 years, I may disappear while I play the remastered version of Oblivion. But also take a drink. I just picked up the Piece of the Action Kirk and Tholian Web Spock in a 2-pack deal on eBay. So
what's
Nice.
the Tholian Web Spock? What variation is that?
it's the Tholian Web Kirk with a Spock head.
Oh, in the spacesuit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Toy Fair exclusives. So the only Toy Fair exclusive Star Trek figure I don't have is the 7 of 9, which I didn't know existed. I've got a couple of the Lieutenant Picards, because those are so easy to get a hold of. Which those are like the laziest Toy Fair exclusive, I think. Maybe not. They're all pretty lazy, honestly. But yeah. Okay. I want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Patrons of Radio Free Cybertron get an ad-free version of Radio Free Cybertron and a day early at a higher bit rate with a complete What We Got This Week segment, which includes non-Transformers, and this week was a pretty good one. You get a weekly Patreon pre-show podcast, which I am catching up on. You get, if there are major edits of the show, you get unedited versions of RFC. You get fancy color on Discord. If you're touched, you get red and purple for the other levels. You get There Goes My Money a week early. Patrons at the touch tier get to be on There Goes My Money. And touch patrons are also mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits, which I will do now. Kevin Dorsey, Daniel Scott, Jacob Lucia, Sean Bratton. Sean may be the one who ends up buying that Mustang, possibly. Emmett Stresovich, Hector Bones, Jay Klein Rye, Joey Russell, Here's Why It's Cool, Rabbits, Ryan Bona, Sean Hamilton, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob Trickster, Nathan's Fast Talk Food Reviews, and Mollusk Koenig. Just saying, Boomer has quite a collection of movie set used stuff. So I could see that happening. Okay. Again, if you want to join these fine folks, go to patreon.com/tfradio to sign up. You can find all of our podcasts going back 25 years at tfradio.net. You can find me personally at briankilby.com and on Blue Sky at kilby.bsky.social. You can find John DeLuna, who is not here, at that John D everywhere except for eBay, where he's Cloudburst. Rob Springer not here. He is at RoboRobSpringer on Twitter, at zonebase.org, and at zonebase.bsky.social. Diecast, where are you?
They can get a hold of me pretty much everywhere at Diecast2. That's on X and Blue Sky. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast. You can see all my reviews on youtube.com/RFC Reviews or tfradio.net/RFC Reviews. Maybe when I get Omega Supreme, maybe I'll put that up there, just to bother Don even more.
Well, Omega Supreme won't bother me at all.
Omega Prime.
Omega Prime, sorry. Maybe we'll get it up there.
Yeah, sweet. Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EBR. I can also be reached on Blue Sky at HMRC, the number 4 EBR.bluesky.social. I also have an Amazon wish list if you with chock full of goodies for Hank. If you would like to take a look, tfradio.net/donlist.
Matt.
Melvar.bsky.social. 3 L's, 2 R's.
Heck yeah. Rob.
I'm at robflails.bsky.social. That is connected sort of to Flailthroughs, my YouTube account, youtube.com/@Flailthroughs, I believe is the way you get there right now. One of these days I'll check that, so I keep, stop being hesitant about it at the end of every show. But yeah, still covering Gundam Battle Operation 2. I am very excited. This week we are getting the Red Gundam from G-Quacks. I am really enjoying the Quacks. The Quacks is a good show. If you want to support my YouTube efforts, patreon.com/flailthroughs. You can support the channel. You can make requests. Information is all up on the page. And if you feel like sending me anything, tfradio.net/playlist.
Very cool. Chris.
If I'm in our Discord, tfradio.net/discord. My website is at playwithphotography.com. I've actually just been throwing a few select pictures in our Discord from some of my old galleries because they were tangentially relevant to this question I got asked a little while ago. But it's a lot of Mega Constructs, Picard, and Data doing wacky things. But you can find like all that kind of stuff over at the website. And my Amazon wish list is at tfradio.net/chrislist if you want to just do a random nice thing for me.
Very cool. That's it. We will see you next week. Have a good one.
Take care, everybody.
Recording stopped.
Sweet. Oh, I'm so tired. I really need to start sleeping more.
Yeah.
Same.
It's overrated.
Yeah.
Sleep is good.
Cool. Hey, people watching live, I'm going to end the stream because I'm going to bed. So, people watching Twitch, goodbye, Twitch. We love you.
Good night, everybody.
Good
And
night.
YouTube. I don't have time for power naps. The only time where I'm not working is when I'm driving.
Power naps are so wonderful.
Yeah, that would be great. I can get them in on the weekends.
You know, if you bought a Tesla,
On
you could
YouTube.
just nap on the drive home.
I'd have to buy a Tesla for that.
Yeah,
That's not
I
happening.
know.
Yeah, that way